what are you doing here? What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you doing?
No, get over here, man.
Alright.
Hey, what's up YouTube? And today we're back with another video. And today we have a very special person here, Mr. Julyan. Alright, so today we'll be going over, the main questions that we get asked. Right, and to really offer a bit of clarity as it regards to those stuff. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Alright, so question one, guys. How long will it take to get a flat stomach? Now, my honest opinion, or my honest answer to this is it varies person to person. Some people, and it boils down to genetics, some people will get to a flat stomach much faster. Some people will get to a flat stomach much longer. That depends on body fat percentage and those kind of metrics. But the key to really getting a flat stomach, in my opinion, is a clean diet. I mean, you can go in the gym 7 days a week, but you can't go to work about that. So the diet is essential, and of course you want to complement that with some physical activity in the gym. And I always tell people that it doesn't necessarily have to be the gym as long as it's physical activity. So if you like to dance, if you like to swim, pick a physical activity that you personally enjoy, because then it's motivating for you to do it consistently. So that is my honest answer for that question.
Yeah, and I agree, because again, you don't want to be doing something consistent that you don't like.
Yeah.
Right. So fat loss doesn't only come down to one activity or a set of activities. Choose what works best for you. You just want to be burning the adequate amount of calories, and you should be good. Right?
Yeah.
Alright, so the first question I have is, how can I gain muscle mass? This is a question I get thrown to me a lot. Right? Now, in terms of gaining muscle mass, training is very, very important. That's number one. But what most persons tend to neglect is diet. Right? If you want to be gaining weight, right, in muscle, then a caloric surplus is very important.
Yeah, true.
Right? Paired with consistent training. And when I say training, it doesn't mean you're going to be training for 5 minutes a day. Right?
Yeah,
you have to be.
adequate.
That's quite so. Right? So, in order to grow, I would suggest you have to lift heavy. Right? If you want to have a lean physique, a more shredded physique, I would say, right, then you can go for more muscular endurance movements. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? But in order to really get that growth, you have to be putting a lot of stress and pressure on the muscle. You have to be really beating the muscle to grow.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to be creating what a lot of coaches call micro tears.
Definitely.
In the muscle. And what's also important is adequate protein. Just a little tip to measure the amount of protein that you need to have on a daily basis. You need to take your body weight, and then you need to get that equivalent in grams per pound of body weight in protein. So, for example, if I weigh 200 pounds, I would need to get at the bare minimum 200 grams of protein a day. You spread that across the meals for an entire day, whether 3 meals, 4 meals, or however it is that you eat on a daily basis. That would definitely help to repair those micro tears in the muscle. Right? And you get bigger muscles, you get bigger, you get stronger, and you progressively go up, which you can talk about a little further, but just to kind of give you some guidance.
Yeah, that's very important. I want you guys to remember these tips, because it can guide you along the way. And consistency. We have to come back to consistency. So we can be training, but the once a week, twice a week can't work. Again, it depends on your goals, but you should know what you want, right? And you do what is needed.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so my second question is, I just want to lose fat from my belly. Alright, so the first thing that jumps out to me when I hear this question is people who want to spot reduce, and they just want to they want to remove fat from a specific part of their body, which doesn't work like that. So for some people, well, not for some people, but everyone, and this is right across the board. When you are losing fat, you lose fat all across the board. Because here's the logic behind it. When you're in the gym, right? Majority of the time, all the time, you are working all the muscles in the body. It's just that depending on the exercise that you are doing, you find that you are putting more stress on that particular part of the body. For example, you're doing a bench press. You need your back to brace, you need your core to be stable, you need your arms to hold the weight. So everything is intrinsically doing something. It's just that because it's a bench press, you're going to find that majority of the stress is going to be placed on your chest.
On the chest, that's right.
So when you're burning calories, you typically burn calories right throughout your body. So you lose fat the exact same way. You lose fat right across the body. You don't lose fat in a specific place. You don't lose fat from your arms. You don't lose fat from your legs or your stomach. So it's consistently right through your body.
And that's a very important point because a lot of persons coming to me every time asking, how can I lose fat from behind my arm? How can I lose it from my inner thighs? How can I lose it from my belly? It doesn't work that way. As he said, fat reduction is not. It's not possible.
It just doesn't exist. Unless you want to do surgery, which that's not advisable.
That's not advisable. And what we find is that persons will be doing a lot of crunches. Saying, okay, I do some crunches. I'm going to do some belly fat burning movements. And you see them doing crunches. And again, what we find in the industry is that a lot of trainers tend to always say, oh, you want to lose belly fat? Do some crunches, do some sit-ups. You're actually building the abs, right? You're not burning the fat above the abs. And if you want it to really show, then you have to burn the fat above the abs. Right? All right. So I guess number 3 on my side, right? No, it's number 2 for me.
Oh, what's your number 2?
Yes, it's with the should I train abs every day? No, I'm gonna leave that to you.
Alright. So to be honest, at one point in my life I was, but it's very tricky. I'd say it's very tricky because it's really dependent on preference. And I say this because if you have a very clean diet, your abs will show. If you have a very clean diet, you're in a calorie deficit, or if your diet is just overall clean and lean, then your diet will most certainly show. And you can train your abs every day, but I wouldn't advise anyone to train abs every day. It's not necessary for you to train abs every day, because as long as they can show, I'm pretty sure that's what the end goal is. And if you can complement your training with maybe abs every other day, because I used to do abs every other day, and I had a shredded 6-pack abs. And what made them show was the clean diet, because as you were saying earlier, a lot of people, they have a very large stomach, and what they tend to do is, the first thing that they tend to do is run to do abdominals, but they don't see any results. And the reason for that is because you're building muscle beneath the fat, but you aren't doing the things to help the fat to be removed so the abs can be shown, right? Which is where the calorie deficit comes in. So what you find is a lot of these people with a big stomach, and they do crunches, the stomach probably even starts to look bigger. They start to get heavier, and that's because they're building the muscle tissue. Muscle tissue and muscle is heavier than fat. So when you build muscle, you're going to get heavier. So when you go in that scale and you see yourself move from 189 to probably like 191. That's where
you find out the person's complaining, saying, "Oh, I'm doing all this cardio and I'm still gaining weight." So just the kind of what's the word? Unbunked or disbunked or whatever it is. Just to kind of debunk some of the stuff that I know a lot of you guys are exposed to. And just to add a bit to that, what I'd like to say is, just like every other muscle, training abs every day is not necessarily bad, but just like every other muscle, your abs needs rest. It needs rest, right? That's very important for it. If you want the muscle to really grow and develop in the right way, it has to rest. All right? I
agree. My number 3 is, can I lose 10 pounds every month?
That's a good one.
The thing is, a lot of people will come to me and they have, I wouldn't say unrealistic goals, but I'm going to, for this video's sake, say, some of the times, you will get, especially my trainers who are watching this, you will get some kinds of unrealistic goals, but you have to kind of allow them to realize that, look, building muscle takes time. Losing fat takes time, and it's not a linear. It's not linear, as in you won't consistently lose a certain amount every single time. For a myriad of different reasons, Let me not even get into your internal organs working like however long, and those things even burn calories as well. But it's not even get into that. But it's not linear. This month you lose 10. Next month you lose 8, and sometimes you lose less weight in upcoming months, because what happens is you're building muscle tissue, and as we said before, muscle is heavier than fat. So you'll find that while you might look leaner, right, you are getting heavier because muscle is more dense. Fat is not as dense as muscle. So this is why, another reason why I don't really advise people to really pay attention to the scale as much. The scale is a good guide, but I personally like looking in the mirror because the mirror can tell you, alright, I'm looking more shredded, maybe I can increase my water, maybe I can increase my protein, etc. etc. I would prefer to use a mirror because the mirror gives you a representation.
And you know, funny enough, I am actually guilty of the scale thing because it's like for me, after every single training session, I have to touch the scale.
Yeah, and that's the thing, as I said before, a lot of these things is all preference. You know, for me, I like looking in the mirror. I hardly really go on a scale, you know, but I'm the mirror person, you know, and he likes to go on the scale, and nothing is wrong with it, you know. But that's just my opinion. So that's my answer for that.
And that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And just to let you guys know, if you guys have any other questions, you can always leave it in the comments.
Yeah, leave any amount of questions that you have in the comment section.
And we can answer them in another video.
Doesn't matter how scientific you might think it is, just leave them in the comment section and we'll try to respond as quickly as possible.
Even if it is in gibberish, we'll try to decode it.
Yeah.
So it's for me, no?
Yeah.
Alright, so again, here is question number 3 on my side, right? How do I lose inner thigh fat? It goes back to what we said before. Right? Fat reduction is not possible.
Yeah.
We have to be burning overall fat. And to give you a tip on how to do that now, I would advise cardio, but not just any type of cardio, especially for those who are trying to retain as much muscle mass as possible. I would recommend high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT. Right? So those short, intense bursts of movement, those really work. That's what I personally do.
I agree. The explosive movements, personally, I think they help with burning fat. So I would recommend, I'm going to be honest guys, Julyan, I can't even pronounce my name right, but just tell me, I'm going to tell you this, I hate cardio. You will never ever see me on a treadmill. If you live in Jamaica and you see me work out at the Express Fitness Gym, you will never see me on a treadmill, unless I'm demonstrating to someone who's using it. Aside from that, you will never see me on a treadmill.
But guys, it seems like I have some work to do because I have to get this guy to do some cardio.
Yeah.
We have some work to do after this.
Yeah. We have a future video where I'm actually going to do a HIIT session and our cardio session with him. So look out for that.
And don't worry, he'll survive it. I promise you guys. I promise you, especially for his audience. I promise you guys, I will not push him too much.
Yeah. Look forward to that. Where were you?
I was at number 3 for inner thigh.
Alright, so my number 4 is how long will it take to look like you? Alright.
This is not even a joke. I get asked this question a lot, so I am actually not shocked that Julyan does as well.
First of all, it took years for me to look like me, and I started training the 8th grade, right? I didn't start training in a gym, but I started doing a lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups.
Likewise.
So I started at a very young age, and I, over time, grew to love training, grew to love fitness, grew to love being in a good shape because of how it made me look and how it made me feel. So, I mean, then there's that, but it took years for me to look like how I look. You get me? But just to kind of answer the question, it really depends on your, and this is going to sound so ridiculous, but it depends on your genetics. And I say this because he is huge, right? He is huge, right? If none of us were training at all, and let's say we took a break for a year, and we were back to how we looked normally, with just our normal diets, and we decided to start training at the same time, in 3 months, he would probably look a lot bigger than I would.
Probably.
Yes, right. But I say this to say, you can look like me in a shorter period of time, and it might take you a longer period of time to look like me. So it's relative, and it really depends on your genetics. I know this answer sucks, guys, but I've been in this industry long enough to know that there are some outliers.
Yes, that is.
Not everyone can be a Usain Bolt. Not everyone can be a Jay Cutler.
Not everyone can be a Alomar McDonald either.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Somebody please come get this guy.
Not everyone can pull off what I or he pulls off, but I think you get what I'm saying. It's really dependent on the individual. Some people are just genetically ahead of some people in some areas.
That is
so true. That's my honest answer for that one. Hate it or love it.
Yeah,
that's
genetics,
what
guys. It comes down to genetics.
That's,
because I might have a lower testosterone rate than him, so naturally he's going to grow more. He's going to have more muscle tissue development than me, right? So genetics is the one simple factor that actually affects that.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of people here that's going to come in to say that this is complete BS. But if you've been in fitness long enough, you will know that some people are just built different, guys, and we have to accept that reality. I did not want to accept it, but with time, I understand.
That is true.
So, let's get into the next one. What you got?
Alright, so I have here, how can I burn fat without losing hard-earned muscles? No, I answered that on what, number 2? Number 3?
Number 3,
right. How can I burn fat without losing hard-earned muscle? Again, that would come down to HIIT, high-intensity interval training, because if you use LIST, which is low-intensity steady-state cardio, that's usually your more long-distance running and these type of stuff. What that tends to do is to burn overall weight, which includes muscle and fat. But if you want to retain the muscle, you have to be targeting fat, right? So I think that one is quite simple. You have anything else to say?
The only thing I'd clear that is ensure that you're eating enough protein.
Yes.
Protein, I can't stress enough how protein is important.
Yes, that is true.
Protein is very important. If you want to maintain your muscle, very important. Clear that with what he said, ensure that you do some explosive movements with your movements, ensure that you're still training regularly, drinking, your water, eating your meals, your diet is good, you should be fine. You won't lose it. Where are we at? Number 5. What is a workout split? Alright.
That's a good question.
Yeah, this
I don't know, so I guess we can answer that together.
Alright, this is an excellent question. I actually like this question because there are a lot of people that come in the gym and they think that you have to come in here and do different things all the time. And for a very long time, I did that. And you will progress, you will see results, but for me, what I think is more logical is to have a set training program where you can track what you do, so you can progressively overload your sets. And what that means is you want to ensure that things are structured in such a way where you can consistently build as much muscle over time as possible. But to answer the question simply, it is a workout split is just some structure to your training. So how often do you intend to work your chest? How often do you want to bias working your chest? Right? How often do you want to have a chest? How often do you want to have a back? And what exercises are you going to pick based on the equipment that you have, right? And the time that you have to adequately build this muscle tissue over time, right? So the workout split, for example, a workout split that I was doing was push-pull legs rest. So I would say push-pull legs rest and then push-pull legs again, right? So I would, for a push day, it would mostly a lot of chest movements. My chest is my weak point. So on my push days, I would do a lot of chest movements or a lot of shoulder movements. On my pull days, it's a lot of rowing, a lot of back involved, and a lot of curling. And for legs, the typical leg press, leg extensions, hamstring curls, calf raises, the basics. I really do not try to overcomplicate training. I try to make it as simple as possible, and I advise people who are just beginners, make it as simple as possible. You agree?
Yes, I do.
Make it as simple as possible. Structure your program. I'd say tailor your program to how your lifestyle is. So if you know that you have a very small little trade, do not try to do all the exercises. Pick some exercises pick some equipment from the gym that you would like to use, and structure them in such a way where you can adequately train your muscles. I advise you to train your muscles twice a week, whichever muscle part it is. So train your chest twice a week, train your back twice a week, etc., etc. And pick 2 to 3 movements and you'll be fine. So
I agree.
Do not overcomplicate it, structure it to how your life is set up, and have fun. A lot of people forget to have fun. Don't let it be miserable. Have fun, exercise and have fun.
And you know what's the funny part about this? His number 5, his 5th question actually ties into my 5th question because the question I have here is, what is the best workout split to build muscle?
Yeah.
He basically answered that a while ago, which is true, right? Your lifestyle does matter.
Yeah.
Because if you work a regular 9 to 5, you have some persons who work, I don't know what you call that, excessive 9 to 5s.
Yeah, 95 plus tax.
Plus tax. You might have persons who can get 2 hours of training per day, and another person who might only can get like what, half hour?
Yeah.
So I can't really say there's the best workout split for you personally. It depends on you, your goals, everything.
Yeah.
As he said earlier, he does the push-pull legs, which is a very great one. I'm thinking of trying that. That's actually the one that Chris Bumstead does.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah.
Right. For me, my workout split is really the Arnold split, as it is known. So I would do chest and back on Monday.
Yeah.
Then Tuesday would be my shoulder, bicep, tricep day.
Yeah.
I try to train arms, at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Right. Then on Wednesday I'll do my legs day. Then Thursday there's a repeat. Chest and back, Friday arms, then Saturday legs. And Sunday I would usually do cardio. So it's kind of a rest day, but cardio.
I ain't gonna do no cardio, guys.
If you want to see this guy do some cardio, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, drop a comment in the video if you want to see this guy do cardio, because this guy don't do no cardio at all. I don't like it, right? Not my thing, right? But to adequately answer the question, as we both said, the best workout split is the best one for you.
For you.
Because some people they have shifts, some people it's a regular 9 to 5. It's all dependent on what your situation is. Whether or not you can train 5 times a week, 3 times a week, 2 times a week. But if you require programs, guys, we're here, we're available. Hit us up and we'll try to help you out. What's the next thing now? My number 6 is it better to train alone or with a partner? Alright.
Good one. Whoever said that, that's a good one.
Yeah. This is a very good question. I personally would advise training with a partner. Reason being is because there is this push factor. Because a lot of times I'm in the gym by myself and I can for sure train hard even when I'm alone. Right? But not everyone is, I won't say capable. Everybody is capable, but not everybody is willing.
And
to train.
not to put you what I realize again, that's the way you're going. Not everybody is motivated internally or intrinsically, that's what I said.
Yeah, as we are.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So I realize with a partner now, what we realize when we're training by ourselves, our mind tends to fail before our body.
Yes.
Right? Sometimes it's all about our mentality.
Yes.
And with that partner now, I remember this one time I was tired that day.
Yeah, leg press.
You remember?
Interesting.
I was doing my leg press, right? And I don't remember how much I was pushing. But it was a good amount of weight and I was aiming for 15 reps, which is kind of high for what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was feeling at what, 10?
Yeah, and I was like, come on, you can do
Out of nowhere, this guy
can do it!
Exactly. And funny enough, I actually got the extra 5 reps out of it.
Yeah.
That I probably would not do if I was training by myself.
Yes.
Right? And again, it comes down to goals because it makes no sense to training with somebody who is doing that. Who is trying to improve more endurance when you're trying to build muscle.
Yeah.
Right? Pick a partner that actually has similar goals as you.
Yes.
Right? That motivates you a lot. It works a lot. Solo training is not necessarily something I do a lot per se.
Yeah.
It's good to have somebody. That's really the bottom line of it.
It is good. Because, as you said earlier, a lot of times your mind will break before your body does. And that's very important because a lot of times you come into the gym and not everybody is going to have a good day. A lot of times, there are a lot of times, as much as we love to train, there are a lot of times that we come in here and we are not really excited to train. Granted, right? Probably mid-session we get excited and be like, why did I ever think that I was not up and ready for this? Like, I got this, right?
Because just to add a point to that,
Yeah.
To be honest, guys, as much as I love the gym because of the stressful day at work and so forth, I'm telling you, I'll be there, I'm demotivated, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the gym now.
Yeah.
But as soon as I touch a dumbbell, or a barbell, it's like,
it changes.
It's an immediate charge.
Yeah, so let's do this. But to answer the question simply, guys, a training partner is definitely recommended. There's always that competitiveness that's there, and you guys will push and motivate each other to really bring out the best in each other. So yeah, we would definitely recommend it for
That is true. And even to add one more thing, having someone to watch you to guide you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you realize, for example, you're on the bench press, your form might not be perfect, you might not see it or feel it,
Yeah,
but the person on the outside now can see, the partner can say, okay, make that slight adjustment, and you know, that's very important. That's a good benefit of having a workout partner.
Yeah.
Alright? So I have my last question actually, boiling down really fast.
Yeah.
Right, alright, so this one is, it's not necessarily a question, but it says, can you provide tips on diet for those who want to lose weight versus those who want to gain weight? What would you say about that?
Gain weight is caloric surplus, lose weight is caloric
Deficit. Quite simple.
Yeah. I try my best to not overcomplicate things because we have to understand the complexity of training. It's not everybody's job to do that. We love it, so it's not a chore for us to be on the videos and be watching all the time. Just to kind of let you guys know. Slight segue, sorry. But lose weight is caloric deficit. You want to eat less than what your body requires. This doesn't mean to starve yourself. You can probably be in a deficit of 100 to 200 calories, right? If you want to be in a deficit, the same thing applies. This doesn't mean you're going to eat all the pizza from Pizza Hut. You're not going to go to McDonald's.
And I know for a fact some of you are really guilty.
Yes, yes. We have been, I can say for myself, I've been, right? When I used to, like, when I wanted to put on weight, like, I need to get big, so I need to eat big, right? It's not really that far off because you still need to be in a surplus, which is technically eating big. But it's just your choices. You don't want to eat too sloppy because then you eat too sloppy and then you know your shape it goes
yes,
out
and
of whack.
I find persons really arguing about the clean bulk versus the dirty bulk.
Yeah.
Persons tend to want to go towards the dirty bulk because they want to gain this huge amount of weight. But guess what? It doesn't only build muscle, you can get a lot of fat with it.
Yeah,
a lot.
And the more fat you accumulate, the harder it is to get rid of.
That is true.
Yeah, so my recommendation is, you know, well, we'll answer the question about, you know, lose weight versus gain weight, but to kind of give you some more insight. You want to keep your deficit and your surplus as healthy as possible. You know, there isn't anything that exists. Well, there shouldn't be anything called a dirty bulk, you know, because bulking is just being in a surplus. You just need to eat more than your maintenance calories, and that is exactly what that means. So if you normally eat 3 meals a day and you're on 3 clean meals, you can probably increase that to 4. You know, or you can snack in between and things that are high protein. I really preach protein because
very vital.
Yeah, because if you want to maintain as much muscle as possible, protein is absolutely important because your muscle basically is water and protein. Am I wrong?
I agree.
Yeah, like, I probably might not know the exact science of what the muscle fibers consist of, but I am absolutely sure. Your muscles consist of water and your muscles most certainly consist of protein. So that's why I will always preach hydrate as much as possible. This is why I drink 3 liters of water a day. Well, 3 liters of water within a couple of hours. I probably drink like 6 to 9 liters a day.
I actually aim for like 3.7 liters per day.
Yeah,
which is what, as they say, the optimum level.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
Yeah.
Right. So for example, for me now, in terms of the same dieting thing, you know my meal planner, right? So I would usually eat 5 to 6 times a day. So as an example, my first meal would be like 6 eggs. Sometimes I have them all whole. Sometimes I would say, okay, half with only egg whites and 3 whole eggs. I would have that with oatmeal and a cup of coffee. That's really standard for me. That's really basic. That's my every morning thing. I don't change it up too much. No, for my second meal, I would like have a chicken breast with a brown rice or white rice and vegetables. People tend to forget the vegetable part. I don't know why. Right. Then my third meal, fourth meal is usually the same as the second meal. And my last meal would usually be like a protein shake before bed. Right? I usually snack, as he says, but you have to choose your snacks wisely. So for me, I would usually snack on like nuts, these type of stuff. That's really what I.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, guys, it's really what works for you. And as you said, he eats 6, I eat 3. But I still manage to look how I look. Maybe I need to increase.
Amazing.
maybe I need to increase it, maybe I need to pay some more attention to it. But do what works for you, track your progress, and guys, I can't stress enough, just try to have fun, because nothing in this life is going to feel purposeful if you're not having fun.
Have fun while doing it. Don't let it be a stress.
Yeah.
Let it be something that you actually look forward to, because if you make it a chore after a while, it will be a chore.
Yeah, and then you're going to be like, why am I?
Yeah, you're going to lose your motivation and
no interest.
Yeah, that is true. And just to add a bit to this, in terms of supplementation, I know it's not really on it, but I know that's a question we get about.
Yeah,
right?
What kind of supplements?
Supplements, they are not necessarily a need, a must, but they really do help out.
Yeah,
they really do. Your basic supplements, the protein is very important. You get that from your food, but what we find is that we don't get enough from our daily meals, so it's good to supplement a protein powder, right? Your vitamins are very important. Me personally, your joint health is very important.
Yes.
So your oils, your fish oils, this type of stuff. For me personally, for vitamins, I get a lot of vitamins per day. I usually use the animal pack. This video is not sponsored by Universal Nutrition in any way, but I use animal pack, right? And it really helps. It helps a lot, right? What other supplements do you think you recommend?
Honestly, I think he kind of covered the basics, because I personally, I don't want to complicate fitness. I want to keep fitness as simple as possible in every single way possible. So for supplements, you don't need anything more than your multivitamins. You need vitamin C, you need a protein. Really good point about not getting enough protein from the food that you eat. And what I really love about a protein powder is there's the convenience. Because sometimes I really can't bother to cook. I'm going to be very honest with you. And for the people out there who can relate, you understand that like, cooking to some degree becomes very annoying. So if you have a protein powder, you can mix it with milk, mix it with water, whatever you want to do. You can put your chia seeds, your flax seeds, whatever you want in there. And just keep it simple. You know what I mean? Your protein powder, your regular multivitamins, and something for your joints. The oils. Those oils are really good.
Very good.
Because you're in the gym. If you're in the gym, very often you will have, you will build up fatigue and joint pain. So. That's pretty much it. We don't.
This is the point where I realized it was actually falling, so I got up and made my adjustments. My apologies.
Hold on. What is going on here? What is going on right here? I apologize, guys.
Apologies.
I didn't even realize.
I honestly didn't even see it. I was just trying to, But yeah, to be honest, don't try to complicate it. Eat healthy. Ensure that your diet is clean. Get your multivitamins. Get your joint supplements, and you'll be fine. You don't need to overcomplicate things. That's simple as possible.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let us know if you want us to do any more collaborations. We're going to most certainly be doing some other stuff. We're going to have a cardio or a HIIT session. I'm not sure. We can do both. Is there anything else that's outstanding?
I would definitely love for us to, maybe do a real workout with you one day.
Yeah.
Because I would love to train with this guy.
Yeah, same. We definitely kick my ass, guys. You see, my pecs are like.
Don't listen to him.
Right. But those are the things that we have coming up for you guys. Drop us a comment if you enjoyed the video. Let us know if you have any other questions, because these are we get a lot of questions, right? A lot. But we try to compress it as much as possible and keep the list short and try to identify the most commonly asked questions and then address those, because we think that these are the questions that majority of beginners have when they're just starting out.
That's true.
But if there's anything that you want to ask, drop us a comment. We're all available. Instagram, I'm available on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. The links will be left in the description.
Yes.
So, we're accessible.
So, for those who are watching from my channel, I will leave a link in the description, and it should be on screen right here. To his channel, and possibly your Instagram as well, right?
Yeah.
And you can go and subscribe to him. Remember to like, comment.
Share.
Comments are important, especially for this Q&A video.
Yes.
Share the video, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, same. His link, the links to all of his pages will be here. And I'll also drop it in the description as well. And please let us know if you have anything else that you want us to answer. we are as accessible can be. So, you know, it was an enjoyable experience with you guys today, guys, and I hope you guys have a right?
Alright. And thank you for coming out and thank you for having me. That's very important.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Alright.
Safe.
Peace. Take care.
Alright, cool.